Episode 166. So Damo's running the cameras tonight again. Is it? I know 160. I know. I do the posters. I know this stuff. So we got Sean Mason on, who's a recent mate. I've only just met you recently, but damn, you've got a wealth of knowledge, and you're cool to hang out with. It's so much fun to be around. So, because I met you at Federal Hotel, right?
It was Federal Hotel, and it was with when Angie was playing in the Sunday sesh there. And I just didn't know who everyone was, and like I just saw you, and I think it was Alex Clark, and and also your brother as well, and yeah, we just met from there really, and then
just pull your microphone in a little bit as well.
Oh yeah, and yeah, I guess and that was only recently. Hey, it would have been only maybe
like 2-3 weeks ago,
something like that. Yeah, and everything's just in full motion now, you know, like the ball's rolling, like I say.
That's it. Yeah. And so you've been a DJ since 2012, you said before, right?
That's right. So 2012 was when I dived into it, and I had no experience, no knowledge. I just loved my music. I've always had a passion for house and also and trance music as well. But it was just, I guess it was a natural progression for me because I just was so immersed with EDM, electronic dance music in general. It's a broad spectrum.
But even back then, like in 2012, that's when it was like amazing. Like the stuff that was coming out was just so good. Like,
well, that's the thing. I mean, back then, EDM was probably at its peak, and we were just starting to hear some of that on even the radio.
That's it.
And we would never hear it.
Can you pull up 2012 Stereosonic lineup?
Oh, speaking of 2012... I was at that Stereosonic.
Yeah. I think I was as well, like, because I think Bloody Beatrice played there, maybe, or that might have been 2011 or 2013. But
pull up the 2012 lineup.
Yeah, see if you can.
I saw Calvin Harris.
Yeah, no, like scroll down. No, like, oh yeah, just pull up the poster.
Pull the flyer up.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Look at that though. Like, look at the poster. Like,
oh jeez, the quality of the artists
back in the day.
Can you zoom on that? No.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, you can.
Just look at that. Tiesto, Avicii, Calvin Harris, Example, Carl Cox,
Major
I do remember
that. Example. They play like a live setup there.
Yeah, like all those names. Infected Mushroom, Chucky, Flux Pavilion, Mr. Oizo,
I actually liked, Layback Luke back then. He was doing really good stuff.
Yeah, Layback Luke was huge.
Like that jungle sort of housey vibe. Like
but look at that lineup though.
Martin Solveig, I loved him as well.
Yeah, Martin Solveig.
All his, even Dylan
Francis, Zed, like Foreign Beggars, Bradinsky,
Chucky as well. I loved Chucky back then. So
Destructor, like what a lineup, right?
Mastercraft.
Yeah, but
Bingo Players as well. I used to listen to the Bingo Players hysteria when it was like early in the
that's it. I was the same as well. I knew about Shooting Stars before it became a meme, and then when it became a meme, I was like, oh, everyone's listening to it now. This song was great before it became a popular mess.
Even like Kaz James, Australian. He's from Melbourne. Phoenix Paul. Who else? You got Simon. You got some trance ones like Alien Filler, Simon Patterson.
So what got you in? Like, because like we ramble on that.
We'll get back to that.
What got you actually into the DJing? Was it just the music, like just from diving into just just trance and house and stuff like that, or like what was like the moment where you're like, I want to learn how to DJ?
I think just watching other DJs and inspiration and wanting to share the music I love with other people and that's how it started, really. I mean, I started with like virtual DJ back in 2011 or 2012 before I actually physically played on any decks.
Good old virtual DJ. I started out with that as well. And I was like, what is this? Like, I don't even know how to use it.
It was clunky, but it was all right to learn
with. That's it, yeah.
But I had no knowledge, like, you know, beat matching, keys, even like BPM and stuff like that. But I had the Tractor S2, the Tractor. That was the first little deck I bought.
Like the Mark 1?
I think it was the very Mark 1 first. It was like $400 or something.
That's it. I had the I had the Mark 1 S4 though. I went all out because like I bought a little tiny like DJ mini controller like this big. Yeah. And it probably cost me $100. Came with virtual DJ. Gave that a go, and I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do research. Then I found out I was like, well, if I'm going to do this properly, I'm just going to spend money on this as the flagship. And honestly, never went back from it. Like,
yeah, that's it. I mean, you're going to start somewhere. I mean, at the end of the day, when you realize it's not the equipment, it's the person behind it.
That's
the experience
exactly.
And being familiar with how to use it and all that, etc.
See, that's where, like, I've said this to so many people, but in a way, DJing, it is an art form, and it's also a musical instrument as well. Yep. Like, if you are just going to press play and just play song after song, then you're not utilizing what it can do. like with different controllers, different equipment, Serato, Tractor, Pioneer, like everything is like an instrument. If you know, if you just learn your style and your artistic, like your just the way you play it, basically, like.
Yeah, no,
So-
and definitely like back then when you first start, you don't know a lot about the phrase, all the technical terms.
That's
and,
it, yeah.
And you sort of just mix it, you like how you think it would work.
Yeah.
But there is like music theory and structure to it to obviously to do your blends, your mixes like smooth without.
Back then, did you look at DJ Tech Tools at all?
No, I didn't actually discover.
Okay.
I don't know why I didn't. I wasn't big on learning online like YouTube or
really? So
self-tutorials.
do you just sit
I
like
just would just like muck around with it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Because
it was-
I did similar, but then at the same time,
Yeah.
I did look up to a few tutorials because I just want to like figure it out a bit more.
Yeah.
But it's so good being able, like, I've said this to other DJs that want to break out into the scene, like want to learn how to do it. And I said, like, you know, when I buy a new phone, I sit there and I figure out what the phone can and can't do. Because it's like, if you're going to spend $1,000 on something, you should know like the ins and outs of what it can and can't do, right? But if you go and buy a DJ controller, it's a musical instrument. You can't pick up a guitar and become Jimi Hendrix overnight. You gotta figure out what this thing can do and what it can and can't do, and then just go from there and have fun with it, right?
That's it. Don't be afraid to make a mistake, and you know, it's not like you're playing in front of an audience. But to get to that point, it's all about just trying, giving it a go. What does this function do? You know, what does this button do?
Yeah,
and
that's
what
it.
not, and then you know not what to do later on.
Exactly. Yeah.
When you're performing in a crowd
Yeah.
or a live stream or something like that.
So then, like, with learning how to DJ, like, so that was back in 2012.
2012, yeah. So that's 2012. I was in uni back then at Murdoch.
Right? Yeah. What were you studying?
Cyber forensics.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, so
very cool.
I did cyber forensics and internet working and security, so double major, but it was still only 3-year degree.
Yeah. No.
But yeah,
He's Googled it.
You've got the UWA one.
Yeah, I know.
But that's all.
Oh, this guy.
It's better.
Yeah.
But,
Go on.
but yeah, but like, I guess like, to go back deeper, even beyond 2012, like where it really started, music, where I was like ingrained, like the electronic music for me, as a kid, I'd listen to it on the radio, and like Nova 92.9, they would play, you know, the top like Eric Prydz and all that, or what's the other one? Sophie Alex Baxter,
yeah.
Matter on the Dance Floor,
Yeah,
and all
of
that
course,
stuff, all like the house, but the well-known sort of pop.
It's like
stuff.
commercial
stuff,
Yeah,
back then. But even better, what got me into the underground, more of the underground music, was listening to the radio shows 92.9, Nova.
Yeah, okay.
And they would have a dance music segment on like Fridays and Saturdays. And it might be for an hour or 2 hours. And in that time, they would just play like dance music, house music, electro house.
Yeah, because Nova's been around forever. And then 92.9, similar thing. Like,
That's right. And they had little dance music segments. And for me, I would listen to that being maybe only 12 years old or something, or like young teens, and I would just enjoy that the music and like my parents or my grandparents, if I was staying over their house, my grandparents' house, they'd be like wondering, where you stay? I'm listening to music, this is the dance music. Funny enough, but back then, like it would have been being in like year 6, year 7. I was showcasing some dance music to the students.
Oh, really?
And they thought it was techno. They had no idea.
Yeah.
And I said, this is the music that will be on the radio one day. You'll hear this on the radio. And then we come back to 2012 and it is on the radio. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So I predicted that to the students.
Shout out to Lucian Black.
Oh, shout out to Lucian.
And also Paul Larko dropping
Oh, yeah, shout out to Paul. Well, yeah, cheers for watching.
Shout outs to you guys.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
The Yanji Beats crew out there.
Yeah, Yanji Beats are
and
awesome.
Public Transport as well for Blazing Swan. Speaking of that, the fundraiser's coming up on the 26th of August.
Can we pull up the event if we can?
If you want to, let's pull it up now, actually, while Larko's tuned in.
That's what you're going to be like, pull it up, Jamie.
Yeah, it just came to mind.
Yeah.
While Larko's
Very
here.
necessary.
It is, yeah. There you go. Yeah, it's the Wheel of
Yes.
Trance. It sounds like a cool idea.
Definitely. I've not heard of this concept or idea before.
Yeah, it's unique. It's
yeah,
new.
no, definitely completely unique.
Shout out to Elise for the logo redesign, the full redesign of everything.
Mm.
That's very cool. Very, very
Oh,
cool.
yeah, that's right. And of course, we have the little.
Yeah, the little video for it. So then, like, with your DJing, so
Yeah.
when did you first start, like, how long did it take for you to get into gigs and actually, like, doing, like, out and about performances? Or even, like, did you ever do house parties or anything like that as well?
No,
or-
so I didn't do house parties. So last year, it was actually just before I actually did Yourshot 2022, the last year one.
No,
But just
that's-
before going into that, a couple of months before, I was at my friend Nish's house
Mm.
in Alchemos, and he had a DDJ 400. You know, some people might know it's a little controller.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not huge and it's not too small. It's
a
a
good
beginner.
It's a good starting point because
Yeah,
freaking CDJs are
I
like
know.
$12,000 for a full set.
Well, exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, yeah, so he had it at his house, and because I lost the passion for it. Like I did it from 2012, couple of years here and there. I think it was maybe 2016 when I sold all my DJ equipment.
Really, you just
I
got
had a
rid of it all?
break.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I went completely.
Was that like your
cold turkey.
tractor and stuff like that, or like
No,
what
I
equipment?
still have that. I had a XDJ RX1,
Okay, yeah,
first model,
yeah.
and I had it for a while, and then I just had a break from DJing. I think it happens to everyone. You have
Yeah.
a period in life where you just have a break from something that you've been doing for a while, and then I'd say only. Yeah, it would have been only early last year, when I actually got an RX2, the XTJ RX2.
Yeah. It's still
And
expensive though. It's
they
still like
are.
$3,000.
I know.
Right?
I think I paid 2.8 for mine.
Yeah, okay, it's
And
second
they-
hand. but-
No, brand new 2.8.
oh, yeah, okay. Well, yeah,
Before
there you go,
everything-
2.5.
Grand now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't even get it anymore, but it's still worth, you know,
Mm.
like hasn't really gone down much. That's a great unit. I mean, yeah, I mean, like, but the thing is, train of thought, lost it. No,
Coming back to what you love.
yeah, coming back to what I
yeah.
love. That's it. I took a break for a couple of years, and only last year, 2022, I took it serious. So my friend, you know, he got me to play around the DJ 400, and then that's when, and I already had the RX2 at home, but I hadn't used it. It was in its box. I had excuses. I was like, where am I going to set this up at home? You know, where I can't put it here, can't put it there. Like I was just creating all these excuses, and I had other friends saying, you've got the equipment.
Yeah,
Use
just set
it.
it up, yeah.
Use it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just practice on it again.
That's it. Even if you have afters at yours
Just
or something
an
like that, then
hour a
it's
day
still
or
set up.
something.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
even that, yeah.
I'll
yeah.
take it somewhere else. Doesn't.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I entered Yourshot last year.
How did you find it? Like, because you already knew kind of how
I
to DJ,
knew.
but you weren't. Were you a wild
I was a
card?
wild card, so
Yeah,
I
okay.
could have gone as an entrant,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it was my ego or what it was.
It's
but
like, well, you kind of, yeah.
but I was like, oh, I know, because if you entered as a beginner, they give you 6 weeks of training or something. from
yeah,
memory.
yeah.
And that's all free, by the way. It's all obviously sponsored through Yourshot and their sponsors and that. But yeah, so I did the wildcard entrant. I only got one lesson, which was how to use the XTJ RX3, which is the latest one.
But was there much of a difference between RX3 and the RX2? Like,
Barely any. Really.
yeah, that's what I was
mean,
thinking. Yeah.
I mean, feature-wise, it's got like a bigger screen and later
Yeah,
operating
newer software,
system and
yeah.
probably faster processor to load.
There's another
The
brand
queues.
too.
But yeah,
Another
but
brand.
Well,
but-
so it's 3.5.
3.5.
it's gone up because it used to be 3
Yeah,
just
yeah,
over.
according to
So
DJ City, it's 3.5.
yeah,
That's
so
crazy.
yeah, so I mean, RX2 is fine. It's portable. I mean, I use it at the Tiki as FK bar.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So
yeah.
the Tiki bar. But yeah, so Yourshot was a pinnacle because it put me outside my comfort zone, and through that it gave me motivation. Because, you know, at that time, that's when I just started playing down at Scarborough Beach.
Yeah, okay.
So
So playing down at Scarborough Beach, because you kind of mentioned it before.
that's
but
right.
Let's dive into it.
Sunset Beach. So
Sunset Beach.
back
okay.
then, I think when I initially started, it wasn't branded as any name. So I was actually I started originally. It was me and another guy called Dante. I don't know if you've heard of.
No.
He's a new DJ in the scene now as well. But we both sort of started. You know, we went down to amphitheater, and we would play down there. But eventually, as time went on, we went our own ways, just because things weren't aligning with what we wanted to sort of do down there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But it's all good. We're all on good terms, and that's the main thing.
Yeah.
And I branched off, and Sunset Beats is the name of it. So
like, is it like a Facebook event or something like that?
Well, not an event. So we're on socials. So on Instagram, Sunset Beats Co with a CO for community.
Okay.
So it's more of a community event down there, and I'm down there with I run it with I co-host it now with two other guys, Quibbers or Cobus and Jaden. So those two guys are actually from the Bailamos party crew.
Yeah. Okay.
Which are another promoter.
So they're kind of new, right? Because you were talking about them before. So this is the Instagram here, right?
That's it. Yeah, that's the Sunset Beats Instagram.
Yeah. Okay.
So so we're usually down there every Saturday during the winter time. So as of now, we're down there every Saturday from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay.
And
as well, like, so in summer, doesn't Streamline do something?
So Streamline, so that's the Thursday markets. So on
Thursday
Thursdays,
markets.
Yeah, Thursdays, the markets, they have another entertainment company down there that runs that show. Yeah, and like you said, it's Streamline Entertainment.
Okay, yep. So that's just on the Thursdays when they
That's
they do
Thursdays, yeah. But in the summertime, we would be down there on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, okay.
So that's obviously not when the markets are on.
Yeah.
So the night before.
But it's still providing free entertainment. It's for the community,
exactly,
right?
It's for the community. I mean, look, we don't get paid. None of us DJs get paid. All the equipment is our own. We're not hiring it from anyone.
Yeah.
We don't even get sponsored.
It's just good vibes and just to
pretty
hang
much.
out, right?
You can see there, good vibes, family friendly, and the music we play a variety of music. We go anywhere from Afro house, Latin house, a little bit of organic house, more earlier in the afternoon when we start, just to ease
that's
people
so cool.
in.
You got a bubble machine.
Yeah. Oh, the bubble machine we've had probably for about 2 months or 3. It's been a great addition, and we've definitely upgraded the SAP over time. Like we've got a booth, we've got a XTJ XZ mixer, the big one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We've got 2 speakers.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what speakers they are.
Soundbox. So they're battery powered lithium speakers. They each have their own battery.
I think I was getting adverts for those. Can we actually look them up?
Yeah, have a look at them. They're really good.
Yeah. So because I was contemplating. I've already got a Sony standalone.
Yeah.
You have to plug it in though. It's Bluetooth and stuff.
Yeah, this is a lot better.
Yeah, no, I was getting adverts for this bloody thing because it's like a boombox basically.
Pretty much, it's a portable boombox. Has its lithium battery.
Yeah.
And you can interchange the battery. Obviously, you have to turn it off to swap the battery out. But they're really good quality in terms of.
It's that one there. That's
the one. Yeah. The soundbox. So we just use 2 of those, obviously, because having 2, you've got left and right. Not that it really matters. They both operate, sort of in mono. If you mean, they're not like balanced left and right. But yeah,
that's pretty cool though.
So we've got Gen 3, 2 Gen 3s.
Yeah, the black looks better.
Yeah, they're
what wattage are they? And like, how
I'm not sure.
Do they actually go really loud as well?
They do. I think they got up to 126 decibels or something.
Really? Okay.
dB or something. 126.
No way.
The bass.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can control all through an app, all Bluetooth as well. So
that's it.
Yeah,
5 hours at full volume, 126.
So
that's
2 of
loud.
those it pumps too,
Yeah,
especially
that
having
would,
2.
yeah.
So that's all. That's all we need. We don't need to have anything more down at
So there you go. So 272 watt Class D amplifier. Yeah, no, 3.
3. It's actually 3. That's a lot.
Yeah. So there's 3 speakers. So you're running 7, 14, 21, 210 watts of sound out of those 2 things. Well, That's not bad. 420. Yeah.
It works well for the amphitheater because
it's not
designed,
too much, but it's still loud.
Well, that's it. We don't find that noise disturbing anyone else. It's not going over to the apartments that are across the road. It doesn't go that far. Definitely not.
Yeah, and it's only 10-inch woofers as well. So that's it. The bass wouldn't travel too far.
And it's light to like set up and carry, and you don't. It's not like a traditional PA speaker where it's quite clunky and that. So it's a basic setup. It works well. Everything's battery powered. We don't plug into the mains or anything.
Okay. How do you power the DJ decks down there then?
There's actually a lithium battery that powers the decks, just the decks.
Shit.
And the bubble machine.
Nice. Okay.
So
that's all right then.
Yeah, it's I guess it's an off-grid solution.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
like
you can even charge. Well, the thing is, you can charge the lithium. So each speaker has a lithium battery, and then there's another lithium battery just to power the controller.
Yeah.
But that lithium battery that powers the XZ, you can actually plug in a solar panel.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. So how long have you been doing that for then?
Well, for about a year now, since July last year, and it's been consistent. You've gotten other DJs involved and everything. That's it. Right? And lately, in the last couple of months, we've actually been getting guest DJs on.
Really?
So, on the socials, you might have seen a few different faces. We've had Sylph, Marge. We've had Girl London.
You had
I'm
Girl
sure
London,
people know about Girl London. She's came on about a month ago now, I think. Would have been maybe just a bit. But speaking of that, we're actually that's Bambi, Amber. Yeah. That was when I wasn't playing then, but she was playing for the markets, the Thursday ones. In the skate park.
Yeah.
And I popped by. So she's speaking of Bambi, shout out to her as well. She's been amazing. Like she's been a big help along the way, along my path, my career, being stepping up as a professional DJ, because socially she's been like a bit of a mentor as well.
That's really good. It's always good having a mentor.
Well, that's it. I'm like, back then, a couple of months ago, start of this year, I was fresh, in the scene. You don't know, what's the going rate for, playing certain gigs.
That's it,
what's involved, the risks and that.
Yeah.
Just the unknowns that you just don't know until you try it yourself, or unless someone, shares their experience.
And
so she's been amazing. She's actually had me on her radio station on the Looney Tunes.
Oh, really?
RTR.
Okay. Yeah, no way.
She got me on, and this was like when I was still a bit nervous, like I wasn't ready to do the club gigs yet, or the bars and all that. And she got me on, and I played. It was on the same night Cosmic Boys came over here. It was on a Friday.
Cosmic Boys? I don't think I've heard of them actually.
They're a techno duo, Cosmic Boys.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Were they from the East Coast or were they like European or something?
European, yeah. So they came over. I was gonna go to the gig. French. Yeah, I was going to go to their gig, but I couldn't. Yeah, I had to ask me, do you want to come on the radio? So I said, I'll take the opportunity, even though I wasn't maybe at my, I wasn't at my best in terms of like the mixing capabilities, like the phrasing and stuff like that, and beat matching. What my experience there was.
Well, it's all just practice. That's the thing about it. It's like, as I was saying before, it's like you can't pick it up and just be a Jimi Hendrix. It's all practice to get to a level, but then you never stop learning because it's a musical instrument. Yeah,
I think actually, I'm trying to think, was it Cosmic Boys or Space 92? It was one of them. It was either Space 92 or Cosmic Boys that came over. I think it might have been Space 92. I'm sorry for that.
That's good.
My brain's mush.
Was it this event?
Yeah, it was that one. It was Space 92. Yeah, because Techno ran it. No, it was definitely them. Sorry, not Cosmic Boys.
Very cool.
Space 92.
Yeah, no.
And Jackrabbit Slim's
and Filth on Acid, that label. Rainer Zonnevold. Don't know if you've heard of him.
No.
He's also really big in the techno scene. But Techno. Yeah, shout out to Law McCorden running Techno out there.
Very cool.
That's him, and Catherine as well, Katarina. Yeah, they run that.
So then, like, from doing like the Sunset Markets and then also getting mentoring by Bambi, like, so where did you go from there? And like, how did you get into the other gigs and everything?
Yeah, so I actually did a Lab 6 course that actually has helped gain more of a foundation.
And so that was after Yourshot then?
That was after Yourshot.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I graduated, so I did a one-on-one DJ course at Lab 6 with Kid Cared, Michael.
Oh, yeah. He's such a cool dude.
He is.
Like,
He's very
such
knowledgeable.
A cool dude. Shout out to Kid Cared.
Yeah,
like, Michael
Kid
is
Cared.
so much fun to be around.
He's doing really,
Can you pull up his
well.
page?
Yeah,
Like,
pull up his page.
Yeah, let's promote this shit out.
He's known as the tech house kid out there.
Yeah, I know.
Shout out to Lab 6 as well.
And that, for sure. Oh yeah, and Jeremy, you know, the man behind Lab 6, Jeremy.
That's
And of course, big shout out to Kid Cad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's sick of me now because I keep bumping into him at different events.
Really?
Yeah, I think
He's such a fun dude, though.
Yeah,
Like, he's
yeah.
so much fun to be around. So.
That's it. So I went with him because I knew, like, tech house. You know, it wasn't a genre I've never really been. I never got into it. Only recently I've been getting into tech house. But you know, his mixing and teaching is really straightforward. Even asking him questions like advanced techniques, like he actually showed me at Lab 6. So the Lab 6 course, it was, from memory, it was 10 2-hour sessions.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But for me, it was spread out over a couple of months.
Yeah.
Just because of availability. So
Yeah,
I
of
would
course,
do it.
yeah.
Yeah, so his availability was mostly on the Saturdays. So I would do the Saturday, like a 2-hour session with him. And it was one of the best things I've actually done, like seriously done an actual course, because you might think you know things, but you don't.
Yeah, that's
or you
it
just,
too,
or you
you-
have a misunderstanding of it.
Yeah.
And then you have someone that's been in the scene and experience, and they know their way around the gear. So then he just showed me everything, what every button does.
That's good, though, because then it's a good instructor, a good teacher,
Exactly.
someone to actually show
And-
you,
and
like,
no-
this is how you do it.
And not
like.
only that, he showed me troubleshooting. He told me, like, what if
Yeah,
someone
emergency
stumbles
loop
across,
happens,
yeah, that,
Yeah.
or what if someone like turns the knob, like turns like the trim all the way down, and you're not looking. Do you know how you're gonna know what to look at even?
That's it, yeah.
So
Because it's not just looking at the trim, it could be
It's
looking
not.
at the master of the trim, it could be looking at the crossfader, it could be looking
That's
at the
right.
volume, it could be looking at, there's so many
or the
different
different
things on the mixing desk.
or whatever channel it's on, you know,
Yeah.
whatever line it's on, you know. So,
That's exactly it, yeah.
So yeah, so it was just experience like that, and I graduated there in February.
Yeah.
So I did that there. Also, I have done music production at Lab 6.
Oh, really? So
Yeah,
you went
with
back
a
to do the
group.
music production?
Yeah,
okay.
this was only, last couple of months, like maybe March or something.
Yeah, okay.
So they do the music production. I did it with Tina Says.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it was a group one. So there was 6 of us in the class, and shout out to Tina Says as well.
Yeah.
That's who says.
Yeah, there you go. There she is there.
She is amazing. She's
I
such
actually-
a talented artist.
I actually met her for the first time
Really?
about 2 weeks ago. Never met her before.
Wow,
Like,
she is definitely blowing
she's
up
cool
in the
as
scene.
shit.
Yeah, she's really cool.
She's
cool
like,
and most impactfully down to earth.
yeah,
she-
she gets it. Yeah,
That's it. She can relate to everybody. Like,
Yeah.
it's not not naming artists, but some artists are on the pedestal
yeah.
and they just can't sort of drop down from that.
Yeah.
But
she's
no,
humble
but
and
Tina
she's just
says
respectful. Like she's
that's
good.
it.
Yeah.
So I did music production. We used Ableton Live, Ableton 11 Suite.
Yeah.
Now I did the course, but I haven't produced any music or done anything since then. It's been, it was overwhelming for me because like I felt like I had to focus and pursue my DJ.
Make that happen first.
Make that
and
happen
then-
first. Like,
But see,
focus on.
production's like a whole different ballgame.
Exactly.
It's a completely different thing. Like people think it's like, yeah, I can just make music and then DJ, but it's like, nah, like it's
It's
completely
not. You have to
different.
focus
like,
a lot of time, and it's another skill set. It's not just mixing songs.
yeah,
It's,
that's it.
Yeah, it's
It's-
structuring your songs, starting with like loops. Like it might be a 8-bar or 16-bar loop, perfecting that, and then you know, and I guess it's like piecing together a puzzle, really.
Yeah, that's
Making a song.
That's exactly
That's
it.
that's how I can explain it.
Yeah, it's just like it's building the roots and then
Pretty much.
and then making them like flourish and then getting the flowers basically.
Yeah, like starting simple and then adding elements as you go, really.
exactly. Yeah,
Not adding too much to begin with.
yeah. Just don't overcomplicate it. Make it simple, but then just
Yeah.
like learn how it's structured and it works basically.
Yeah.
But then so like you've done that, but then so how did you get into like what was your first gig, your first bar gig like?
Tiki.
So it's Tiki.
Tiki is
FK.
FK, if you want to say.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know what
Yeah,
it means.
yeah.
This is PG? Or?
Yeah. No, you can do whatever. Yeah.
Tiki is fuck.
Yeah,
though.
Tiki is
Tiki is
fuck.
FK. Tiki is
Yeah.
fuck.
Can we
However
find
anyone
the
says,
page?
bring
Tiki
it
is
up.
fuck.
Bring it up.
Yeah, we're talking about
It's,
Tiki as fuck.
It's a cool little bar.
Yeah.
So how?
It is. It's a very cool little bar.
Yeah. So how I got there? Look, I must say big thanks to Morgan. I don't know if anyone knows Boston La Road, Morgan.
No.
Okay. So she, so I met her in person at the first Bailamos party, which was at the Shoe Bar.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were there.
Yeah.
Actually, you were there.
The Horseshoe Bar.
The Shoe Bar for the Bailamos party.
That was me.
The first, no, it was you.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, you were there.
It was a great night.
And
Bailamos.
shout out to the Bailamos party crew.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I ran into her there, and then because that's the first time I'd met her in person. Like I've seen her on social, we were maybe on like Instagram following each other, but in person, and we just got chatting and that, and I didn't know from there, you know, it would mean I would be getting gigs at the Tiki as FK bar, and then a couple of days later on like Messenger, she just said, "Oh hey, like you know, like how, like what do you think, like you know, the opportunities there to play at the Tiki bar, but first it'll just be like, you know, your first time there is a trial to see if you suit that place."
Well, that's usually how it is though.
Exactly.
Like, with every venue, it's to give it a
it's
go
a trial.
and see if you fit
If you
in
match
with the
it,
vibe. Yeah.
Then then you get the gig basically.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. She gave me the opportunity. She reached out to me, and and that was from my first gig there. It was a Friday, and it was 8 to 11.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
not
three
too bad.
hours.
Yeah,
3 hours.
for a first set. Yeah. That's
And
good.
I play anywhere from new disco, funky house, house. Those are the main genres there because that's what suits the bar.
Yeah, that's what they want.
Exactly.
Is that what they asked you to play, like, or is that what you thought and then it didn't
No,
work
so
out?
Morgan actually messaged me saying house and disco.
Yeah.
So
It seems like it's taking over a little bit as well.
Hey?
It's taking over a little bit because it's like Perth is steering away from the commercialism, but then also like classic rock and like pub tunes as well. But that's pub music for pubs though, right?
That's right.
And then you got bars, which is supposed to be like, you know, like even QT Rooftop Bar is just house music.
Yeah, I like.
But
like,
it suits like a rooftop bar though. That's the thing about it.
It does. So the Tiki SFK bar, I mean, the music there, like, it's not just like I've got my style like of house, but another DJ that plays their house, it might not be the same.
Yeah,
So
that's
so obviously it's not just me playing there. There's a roster of DJs that play there.
But that's the thing as well, is like with every DJ, they have their own style. They have their own way that they play music, or they mix, or they do this or that. But that's where it is. Like, you know, you could be playing house music, but if someone else has the exact same songs, right, and then you're freestyling it, they could play in a completely different way. Like,
Speaking of that, like, that's the thing. I actually rarely ever prepare the sets.
really?
So
yeah,
I'm
so you just
playing-
rock up and just play, right?
Yeah. I just know the music, or you know, I obviously categorize. I have my genres, but I don't have, you know, this set for this night. Honestly, I don't know. I just doesn't, for me, mixing, being a DJ is about actually performing live.
Yeah,
That's it. And by performing live, my perspective on what and how I do it. Yeah, I mix
it's
it
different
through
to
feel.
everyone. Yeah.
It's a unique experience. No one will ever hear that same transition
Yeah.
or phrasing or however or beat matched, or no one's going to hear it anywhere else. It's there.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like a signature as well, because it's like the way you've done it,
Well,
not the
that's
way
it.
anyone
Like,
else has done it.
Like it's not just mixing intro outro, like, you know, being a bit creative. You know, you can mix anywhere as long as you know your fundamentals about a music structure.
Yeah,
You can mix anywhere.
that's exactly it. How was it playing your first gig though at Tiki Bar? Like,
Good, because it felt like I earned it. You know what I mean? It's not something you don't just.
How did you get it as well?
walk
Did you just network? Did you?
Well, just networking. So, how I get my gigs, I just, I actually support the events.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like
That's the way to do it, though.
Yeah, look,
A lot
I
of people-
show up. I don't
yeah.
expect free entry either. I don't expect guest list.
No, but that's it. If you spend the money
Oh, I
to get
do.
a ticket, then you are showing interest.
Exactly.
And
It's
you,
simple.
You're helping keep the event alive
That's
as
it.
well.
That's it. That's it. It's about showing your support. So how I'll go to the event but it's because I actually have an interest in it. I wouldn't just go to any event. And I don't necessarily, I won't necessarily introduce myself. Oh, I'm a DJ. It's until that conversation comes up naturally.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then
And that's the way to do it as well. 'cause
then
it's not
we
like
cross
you've got,
paths.
yeah, because you're not going
No,
out being
it's not
like,
about
look at
an
me,
ego
look
trip.
at me like that.
No.
It's just like, I'm here to have fun.
That's
Let's all
it.
hang out.
That's it. So I'm there to have fun, and if we talk about DJing, then I will make a mention.
Yeah.
But it's not the highlight,
It's the way to do it, though. It's
That's
the
it.
way to
Humble,
do it.
being humble.
Yeah, being
I'm
humble.
all about being humble in the scene
Yeah.
and respect.
That's exactly it. Because sometimes the scene
Yeah.
can be toxic.
I know.
And
Yeah.
because we're such a small country town,
It's
like the
Perth.
best way to, I can't remember who said it to me, but someone put it in this perspective where it's like, you have, I think we have 7 or 8 or 9 nightclubs. We maybe have 50 bars, for example,
Yeah.
right? But then you have 150 DJs.
That's right.
Or you don't even have
many-
150 DJs, you probably have 1,000 DJs.
Yeah, yeah.
And how do those 1,000 DJs fit into the 50 bars and then the 9 nightclubs that we have here? We're a big country town, we're still developing. But then all these people want to jump in and jump on board.
Yeah.
But then that's where it's like, they get that jealousy almost, where it's
I
like,
can sense it. Look,
yeah.
I have had other DJs ask me, no names.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they've asked me, like, how do you get gigs? Because, they're obviously wanting gigs. And
Yeah.
they're a DJ, but they've not made it to the level where they want it to, where they want to perform
But
in the public.
like what you said before.
A simple advice, like,
Support.
show up, support, get to know the promoters, the venue managers.
Yeah.
Be polite, be humble, respectful.
Yeah.
Communicate with them.
But even
Be
if you go your
professional.
first time, you're probably not going to meet the promoters and the
No,
venue
not
manager.
necessarily. You have to keep going. You have
just
to be
hang out.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
That's it. Just go to it. You can't expect anything out of nothing.
yeah,
You've got to put in the work.
that's exactly it.
And networking is very important,
Yeah.
but not to rush it. So you might go to that event 2 or 3 times, and like you said, then meet the promoter or the manager or the venue manager,
Yeah.
and then you can connect with them. Just ask, hey, I mean, the thing is, generally for me, I haven't asked. Like, I haven't said, can I have this gig? Can you put me on? I've
It's
had
just-
promoters ask me.
Yeah, it's
because
just
I'm being
happened.
authentic.
Yeah.
Because they know they know me through socials.
And people see that. Like, when it comes to good events and good functions and good venues as well, it's people see that it's like they're, that person is true to themselves. They're not just going like, oh, I need to pay, like, it's not so much like pay the bills, but it's like, they're not going like, oh, this is a clout. If I play here, I'm going to be able to clout about it. It's just like, well, no, like, he seems like a chill dude or a chill girl.
Yeah,
just
either
give
or.
him a go, like, and then and away
That's
you
what
go.
happens.
Yeah, that's
what
it.
happens. Obviously, you still want to do your mixes on your Mixcloud, SoundCloud, or YouTube or Facebook.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very important to have at least something there. It's like a resume. I find SoundCloud and Mixcloud's a good way to get your sound out there, to get people to know, because I mean, a certain promoter, they're after a sound,
Yeah.
and if you fit that, then they will book you. And
That's exactly it.
And if you meet up to their expectations, like mixing, song choice, can you read the crowd? Can you be dynamic? Can
But
you play?
it's crazy with that sometimes, because sometimes people just get booked because they're a producer, but then they can't really DJ.
I have,
Yeah,
I've
and it's like, and they're
seen-
like big artists though.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
big
They're not great
producers,
at
and they
mixing
just
at all.
don't know how to DJ properly or
Yeah.
read a crowd or do this or do that. They just kind of just like, they make really wicked tunes, but they haven't like focused on also on the other side of the art in a way.
yeah.
Like a good example, I always love telling this, right? But so funny. Back in the day when Empire of the Sun, right?
Yes, Empire of the Sun.
First got big, right?
Yeah.
When they very first, like, their first album came out and they started really kind of taking off, right? I heard this through some mates of mine that used to play at Capitol.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they went and played at Capitol, right?
Yeah.
But I think it was Luke Steele, right? Didn't know how to DJ. So he had two laptops, Apple MacBook Pros, right, set up, and they were hooked into the DJing mixer.
Yeah.
So when one song would finish, right, on iTunes, he'd press spacebar on the next laptop because he didn't know how to DJ.
Oh.
But it's Empire of the Sun.
Yeah.
Look at him, and it's just like when one song finished, you press spacebar on the next one. There's just two laptops, so you're just pressing spacebar to start and stop the song. But at the same time, look at them now. They are world famous. Like, it's Empire of the Sun. But everyone has to start somewhere, right?
That's it. So it just shows you, like, you know, there's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, you can start on this, you know, the smallest equipment.
Yeah. But it's just progression, yeah.
And it's progression. Like, now I'm used to playing with CDJs.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in clubs and bars or, you know, most venues will have the CDJs.
In-house equipment.
Yeah, and that's it. And I mean, like, it took a while for me to get used to because I was used to always relying on the RX2, the stacked waveforms, and you know, and you could like use that as a visual cue.
Yeah.
But then what I did learn from Lab 6 was learning to use the beat matching.
Well,
So-
that's just practice as well. That's from just doing it.
And it's just practice because some of the old equipment, it doesn't have like a phase with the lines. It's just like little blocks. The 4 blocks. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And even though they might be aligned, it might not actually sound like they're beat matched anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So I learned. So so over time now, I don't rely on the visuals as much. Like they're an aid, but use your ears.
Yeah,
that's my biggest advice.
That's the biggest thing. Yeah, as
Just
any
if it
a
sounds
beginner DJ, intermittent DJ, professional DJ, you just have to use your ears.
Yeah.
That's what they're there for. You're playing music. It's audio. It's like it's visual and audio, but it's mainly audio.
Exactly.
That's the thing about it. Like, you know, I don't think you could DJ blind, but at the same time, you'd have to be able to actually like listen and know your music inside and out. That's the biggest thing about is knowing your music. And it's crazy because it's like I can go and jump on a friend's laptop, right? Because I use Tractor, and I use Tractor everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And with that, it's like I just don't use the in-house system. I literally just bring Tractor with me, and instead of using the CDJs, I just use mine because it's like a musical instrument for me, right? So I use Tractor everywhere I go, right?
Yeah.
But it's like I can go and jump on another friend's Tractor equipment, right? Completely different music, different cue points, the whole lot. And then it's like trying to search and find tracks to play in the whole lot. It's not the same as like mine. It's completely different setup. Just even though his is exactly the same setup, but it's just like mine's like this and his is like that, and it's just different in a way. You just pulled up before. We've got heaps of comments by the looks of it.
Oh really? Who's on the?
Oh
comments?
shit, we got heaps of comments.
Geez. I didn't think we'd get that many comments.
We got 20 comments at the moment. All right.
Is there anything that I can answer for anyone while we're?
There's, there's evening. There's,
yeah.
Of course, I fixed that. That was ages ago. Paul Lark was talking about the score. It's 2-1 England. Winning.
Oh,
hey, Fat and Filthy. Shout out to Tim and.
We'll have to hit a follow for that.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's
Oh, here we go, Matildas. I'm gonna make some money by the sounds of it. If they win, especially 2-1.
I'm having a brain freeze at the moment. It's Tim and Richard.
Yeah.
Tim and Richard.
Sorry, Richard.
Filthy Rich and Fat.
Yeah, Fat and Filthy.
And of course Luke.
Oh, look at Levitt as well.
And then Timmy's in there.
Yeah.
And of course Levitt Martin.
Oh yeah, Martin. Hey, Martin. Oh, thank you. He says, what a legend you are, Sean. It's been awesome seeing you get to showcase your music passions, Perth, this last year. And
look at him
really,
go.
thank you. Oh, there's just been so many events. I mean, I did play for the Yanja Bits, the pre-party, the official Joof pre-party at the Universal Bar.
Yeah.
So I opened up there with more of a progressive sort of deep trance, progressive house deep trance set for that. But as of late, I've been loving the techno, not just melodic techno, but 130 to 135 BPM sort of techno.
Yeah, it's a little bit faster.
It's faster, but it's that darker side.
Yeah.
But then
it's crazy because then when you hit like 140, it is just dark and full on.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
It's like industrial.
I don't enjoy. Oh, and he said humble is the word. Generally, yeah. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Fucking look at this guy go.
Must be called the garage. Oh,
Yeah, it's freezing in this
Actually,
garage.
it is.
So-
My hands and like my fingertip is numb. Like
That's why I keep twitching a little bit. 'cause
Yeah,
I'm like,
no, it
"That's
is. It is
cold as
numb."
shit.
It's like camping out in the bush or at a bush tour.
Yeah,
like-
basically, yeah. So where else have you played then? And like, what else have you got on the horizon?
So yeah, there's big things in the pipeline. So
Your company you're going to eventually work
yeah, I will. Yeah, okay. Oh, at the moment, okay. So I got residency with Dystopia. I just won that about would have been maybe about a month ago now.
So you won that?
I won that in a DJ comp. So
Okay.
I wasn't even aware, but I was asked if I wanted to join the comp.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, sure. I'll join it. See what it's about. I had to send a mix, a demo, SoundCloud mix, and it was actually a tech house mix I sent in.
And so this is at the Aberdeen Hotel, right?
Yeah, that's right.
On
The
Friday
Dystopia
nights?
Club. Yeah, every Friday night. So, so they've been running a competition there every week.
Yeah.
So I entered the house and techno one in the chamber.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Is it no, not in the chamber. Sorry, in the chapel. So yeah, the chapel's like the small room. I don't know if you've seen it. They've got like the chamber's like the main room.
Yeah.
And then there's like a little side room.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I played. So I had a half an hour set, and the person before me was playing banging techno that was like 140 plus BPM.
Yeah. Okay.
But not the dark underground stuff. It was more for. It's hard to explain, but it's more commercial, but
commercial heavy techno. Kind of thing. Yeah.
The donks.
Yeah. Yeah.
The donking techno.
Donking techno. All right.
But yeah,
Okay.
but it was like 140, so I thought my tech house isn't going to work. So I'd actually had in mind, like, I actually prepared a set, like a list for that one, playlist, but I realized it wasn't.
Bouncy techno means terrible rapping. Donk.
I don't know about that.
Go back up. Like,
No,
Keen on sports word,
that doesn't describe it.
Yeah.
Terrible rapping.
yeah, that's it.
But,
'cause I've never heard of techno with hip hop, like, ever. Like,
I don't know. Have you been to the Vault, like a nightclub called the Vault here?
yeah. I've been.
So they have.
Well, I've never been to the Vault, but I know the Vault though.
The techno that they play is like it's like 140, but it's not like a Berlin underground techno. This was from when I've been there, so I don't know if it's changed since I haven't been there in a while.
It seems like they are adjusting it a bit though, because they've got they had a drum and bass night as well. Like,
yeah, I've seen that. They've hosted drum and bass, and house and techno as well, but on different nights though. Yeah.
But go on though. So what were you saying before that though? Like,
yeah, my brain's got mush at the moment.
So like with the Vault and like them playing techno.
No, I was just saying that's the type. So the person before me that was in the competition at Dystopia, he was playing techno, but really, fast BPM techno.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll match it with about 130 BPM. I brought it down, but I did a half an hour techno set, and the crowd liked it. Like, I had good reaction from the crowd.
No, it's good.
The judges obviously liked it. I had good feedback after I finished. And yeah, it was. I've never played out techno. Like, I never thought I'd be playing techno out in the scene in Perth, because I know there's already a lot of techno DJs, but it could it could just be my style, but more importantly song choice and energy and engagement.
It's because like in Perth we're just stuck in this bubble. Like, I've only ever been able to play techno at raves, basically.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only
it's just
time
not common.
Yeah,
really much.
But that's also because I mainly just play commercial bars and pubs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, it's always drum and bass. It's drum and bass or commercial music. So you try and play a bit of techno, and like, for me, I love the industrial, dark, heavy techno. But I try and mix a bit of that in. People are just like, what is this? I don't know. I don't like this. But it's also in the wrong setting, I guess.
That's it.
Where,
and it's
like,
the
the
promoter. It depends on what the promoter's trying to attract.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, I played for... Have you heard of DS Events? Dream State?
DS Events,
I played for them at Barb's a couple of weeks ago. So they reached out to me. This was shortly after winning the residency at Dystopia. I had them ask me, if I want to play a techno set for them, 130 to 135 techno, and I played from 12 to 130. So I played. So that's like a peak time slot. I didn't even ask for that. I got given that slot, I was like, I'm over the moon, you know what I mean? Like, that was actually my biggest gig to date, because there would have been like 200 people or probably more.
That's awesome.
It was filled. The venue was filled. And a lot of them were backpackers. They didn't even know who I was, but they knew other people in the lineup. So Martina Pagnini, I think her name is.
Yeah.
I know her first name, Martina. Anyway, she played before me. I played after her. And then Aaron McNamara played after me. You probably heard of Aaron. Aaron M. Shout out to Aaron.
Like, he's coming on again, but I fucking have so much time for that guy.
He is so busy. Like,
he is.
Yeah, but he's doing doing really well.
He's
like,
such a cool guy.
And the scene.
Like, he's such a cool guy. I just fucking love hanging out with him.
I ran into him last week at on Saturday when we were running Sunset Beats. He just popped by.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just came down and said hi. So it's awesome, you know.
He's just such a good dude.
Shout out Aaron.
Yeah. Pull up his Facebook page.
Aaron.
Yeah, shout out to this fucking legend. Like, this guy
he's going over east. That's rare for a Perth DJ like to go over east, and he's got 4 gigs lined up.
He's an Irish DJ.
Yeah.
He's an international
But look at that though. Like,
I see what he's doing.
but look at that though. Queensland,
that's what I mean.
New South Wales,
not many
and
Perth.
Victoria.
I'm just saying, not many Perth DJs could go over east. Usually, we get the ones from over east play here.
Come over here.
Yeah, and then they're a guest. So yeah, well done, Aaron.
Do something real quick, and just talk about how. Can you guys talk about how nice that?
I see.
What did Elise do that as well? Damo's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moon creative, check her out.
Oh, so this is her website. Wait, is that her website?
Yeah.
All right,
Have you not been to it?
No, I haven't seen it.
It sounds like we need to go on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Here we go. Look, so this is our producer's girlfriend, and she's amazing. Such a cool girl. I love hanging out with Elise. Like, big shout out to her, big love to her. But then she's doing so much now. By the looks of it.
Well, she did Aaron.
Yeah, like, look at that. Yeah, look at that logo. Look at that whole graphic. It's awesome.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So speaking of that, so Dystopia and that DS events lately, and then upcoming gigs for me. Obviously, you still can catch me Sunset Beats down at Scarborough.
Yeah.
Usually every Saturday, unless it's raining heaps. So there's rain, but other than that, I'm playing for the Restless crew. Have you heard of Restless? Yeah. So
they're awesome.
George Rogers and
Zach White, right?
Yeah, Zach White. Those two are behind it.
Such a good dude as well.
He is amazing.
Yeah.
So he asked me, like, to put me on the lineup for this one coming up on Sunday.
Yeah.
So we can see
you're
here
playing this Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, as I said, Restless, such good dudes.
So
I've only
shout
ever
out
met
to
Zach.
the crew.
I haven't met the other half, but Zach
George,
I have a lot of time for him because he is a really good guy just to chill and hang out and have a chat.
Oh, I've had a lot of conversation with him, and it's good.
Yeah.
Like, it's deep and meaningful. It's not just on the surface, as they say.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, the lineup there, we've got a good lineup. A few you might know.
So we've only also got 5 or 10 minutes left as well.
Oh, okay, quickly. We'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
So speaking of big things in the pipeline, I mean, I've got my own business called Visions from Sound.
Okay.
So that's like my DJ business, and also equipment rental. So a plug out there if anyone needs some equipment like CDJs.
Yeah,
CDJ 3000s.
No shit.
900 Nexus 2 mixers.
What? So
my website's not complete yet. I'm still a work in progress, but
so you went out and got 3000s then?
Yeah, the socials still. I mean, I haven't. Yeah. This is not. Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, no. But I've got studio equipment for rental, like professional gear. So if any promoters or event people that run events or even venues that need equipment, like just to use,
that's
just
pretty good because 3000s are so expensive.
They are. Not many people have them.
Yeah.
But so that's my business, Visions from Sound, and on top of that, I'm in talks just as of tonight with Quibus and Jaden from the Bailamos Party crew.
Yeah.
We're working on something big. We can't announce officially yet. We only just started it.
Yeah.
Started tonight before I came here to this meeting.
Okay. Yeah.
To this interview.
Yeah. Meeting. Yeah. This interview.
Yeah. Interview. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out the boys. Shout out Bailamos crew.
Yeah, Bailamos crew. Woo.
Very nice, very nice. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah, so there's a lot happening for me. I mean, it's busy. The schedule is like I have to always go and check like, oh, what's actually on, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's just so many events, and I mean, not only while if I'm not DJing, I'm probably at an event, like, you
That's
know.
the way to do it though. Like always be involved in the scene.
That's
Just be
it.
there and hang out. And if you're
Yeah.
not working at an event,
But
or
don't
being
expect
at a
anything
bar,
out of it either.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm not going there because I want a gig. I'm going there for enjoyment.
Yeah, for the love of it.
And yeah, for the love of it. And
passion
then
of the
out of
music.
that, people can see, you know, it will transpire that, you know,
Yeah,
just be you.
that's it. Yeah, that's exactly it. No, it's been so good having you
Yeah,
on.
I feel like it's we could keep going on.
Yeah,
and on,
that's
but
it.
Yeah,
Well, I was gonna
I
say
know.
like we're gonna be doing more panels coming up.
Yeah,
So with more panels, like you got to come on the panel and then
Yeah.
just like we all talk about music.
let's
'Cause
do that. Yeah,
'cause
for
it'll be
sure.
like
It's a
an hour and
group.
a half probably like of just us, like, you know, probably be like 4 people, and
Yeah.
we all just hang out and just chat about whatever. So like, you know, if the Angie Beats guys are still like, you know,
Likers.
in the chat, like I'd
Come
love them to
on.
come on a panel as well,
Yeah.
and then like, you know, get you involved, and
Yeah.
then we can get a few others, and we can all just talk about trance music for an hour and a
Let's
half.
do that, yeah.
It'd be sick. Yeah. So yeah. But thank you so much for coming on, because
Yeah,
we've got
thanks.
to wrap it up. We're going a bit over time otherwise. So.
Yeah. No, thanks for having me as well,
Yeah.
Alex. You know, it's been a pleasure. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, like reaching out to me. I know Damo has sort of pushed me to come on here. No, shout out to Damo because you did. Because I mean, otherwise, it's not like I'm not looking to be interviewed, but
But still, you've got a voice though, and this is what I was telling like actual people at work today as well. Where it's like the reason why we do this, right, is because Perth is so small, it's so isolated. There's so many cool people that live here, and they've got so many cool stories, and they do so many cool like they get up to so many cool adventures and this and that, and it's just like it's Perth. Like when you look at the population of Perth, and we always look at the population of Perth, it's like what 2.3
million.
2.3 million or
Yeah,
something like that.
It's ballooning though. It's
Yeah.
ballooning.
It is
But then you
now.
look at New York.
Oh,
you-
it's actually less than that. It's 2 million.
oh,
It's 2 million, yeah.
Less than that.
really?
Yeah, that's it. 1.9.
No, that's 26. Oh, that was in the last.
That
Oh.
was. Oh, that's like the last census.
Oh yeah, so we'd be in the 2 millions now.
Yeah, I'd say it would be over 2 million.
It would be.
Yeah,
Whoa.
look at that, 201.
Yeah.
But the thing is, now
Yeah.
now look up the population of New York, Greater New York.
Okay, let's look up now. I got better than that.
All right, yeah,
Look
better
up.
than that. Delhi, New Delhi, Istanbul.
Yeah, that's like. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah. That's Istanbul. That's
Wow,
just one.
Perth-
That's a city in Turkey. Like
That's why Perth is a small country town
Yeah,
compared to
that's-
other cities.
yeah, but look at that.
Jeez.
Population of Tokyo, 37 million people live there, whilst we have literally 2.1. Like it is.
2 million. How about London? 10 million. But that's you got to think about also how dense London is.
Yeah.
It's 9.7 million, like a small area.
In small little place, and then look at Perth compared to the rest of WA. Like
The longest
WA
city in
is
the
tiny. We almost won the longest city in the world
Yeah.
because since we are
Measuring
technically
by Cox instead of the actual
yeah,
area.
because technically we're classed from Joondalup to Melbourne. Not Joondalup to Mandurah. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So Joondalup to Mandurah, it's actually like, yeah, it's quite a long distance. Well, many consider it to be the longest city in the world.
is that what it
although-
is? Longest city.
But then not an exact science. It's
No.
Sochi in Russia.
It is one of the biggest ones.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you so much for coming on there. And
Yeah.
so definitely got to get you back because
Yeah, for sure.
we can just keep chatting.
I
There's
know,
so
that's what I
much to
mean.
go through. And before before we went live, we were like, we
I
should
know.
cover this topic, cover that topic. But then it's just like we've already been chatting about so much and promoting,
That's it.
you know, promoting others' events and
Yeah,
trying to
that's
do
it.
positivity.
Yep.
So
That's it.
Yeah.
It's just spreading the love. I mean,
that's it.
it's not a competition. We're all in it together.
Yeah, that's
You know,
what it
at
comes
the
down
end of
to,
the
yeah.
day, we're human, right? We're human
Yeah.
beings.
But we should
and
all
we-
just be one big
That's
family.
it. Uplift everyone. Uplift one. Uplift all.
Exactly. Yeah. That's
Simple.
exactly it. There's
That's a
no
simple-
I in team, right?
Yeah, it's a simple philosophy.
Yeah.
It's like I think, when we let the ego get in the way, then that's when there's the drama and the conflicts.
Yeah, that's it.
But when we drop that, the magic happens.
Exactly.
That's my words.
yeah, yeah.
Final words.
Very wise words. All right, thank you so much for coming on.
Yep.
And then next week, I think on Monday, I've got a lovely young lady called Hannah coming on, and so Hey Hannah, that's her stage name.
Oh, okay. It's
And-
not Anastasia. No.
No. So like with Hey Hannah, so she's a single, a solo
here we go.
single like, here we go. Oh no, she's a duo. Okay, I thought it was a solo project. But she's really cool. Got a beautiful voice, and she plays all around the place. She does things like El Grotto and stuff like that.
Yeah, Old Grotto, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like she does like acoustic things. She does like rock things. She's like, I just found her on Instagram somehow, and then with that, it was quite funny because I emailed her and nothing happened out of it.
Yeah.
But then I went to Lucy's Love Shack.
Yeah.
No, not Lucy's Love Shack. I went to Joe's Juice Joint.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it was Alabama song upstairs, and I was with some friends. I was like, give me a second. I think I know who that is. So I just went straight up and was like, hi, like I emailed you. You know, I did. This is a couple of months ago. You might have got lost in whatever. And I was like, but this is the podcast. I would love for you to come on. And now she's Kate. So
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
And it's when you least expect it, right?
That's
the
it.
opportunity is there.
That's it. And when I approached her, she was like, oh my God, like, hello. Like, yeah, no, I have heard about it. I saw a few YouTube and it was like, and I was just like, no,
Nice.
trust me, please come on. Like, I would love to give you a voice to talk about your creativity and all the cool things you've done. So she's coming on Monday. So everyone tune in Monday.
Well done.
Shout out Andy Newen.
Andy Newen, yeah.
Ah, yeah, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out.
Shout out to Andy.
Yeah, shout out
to everyone
yeah.
that's tuned in and watched, you know,
that's it.
and supported. You know, that's it. I mean, yeah, and the comments and that. I mean, can't go through all of them, but but yeah,
that's
thank
it.
you.
Thank you though. Yeah.
Yeah, Lucian Black, Fat and Filthy, Paul, and the interviews crew, and Mr.
Yeah.
Levitt,
All
Martin.
right, and we will see you guys on Monday. All right. So catch ya.
See ya.
Yeah, you got to wave at the camera. Everyone's got to wave at the camera. Every guest.
Damo.